Hi everyone, this is Kim with the Abundant Life Tarot, and we are doing a video on my crystal book collection, which is kind of small. It's not this massive collection by any stretch, but hey, it carries me on. I am able to reference it whenever I need it, and I'm hoping that by showing what books that I have in my little collection, it'll help you when you are looking for a potential crystal book reference guide, perhaps, that would be helpful on your crystal collecting journey. So I will switch or views in just a moment, but we live in a time where it's nice to know that there's different modalities, healing modalities out there that are not just, pills or medicine or drugs or some other kind of numbing situation. And crystals, if you're lucky, like myself, I could probably go to different parts of California forest and, find little rocks and little healing stones, or really obtain them for a very, reasonable price and have them in my collection to look at, to admire, but to get the healing properties. And it's not just aiding in physical ailments, but it could also be things like lack of motivation or procrastination issues, or just having a case of doldrums, or those things that you wouldn't necessarily can get a pill for. The crystal healing that can come from crystals is amazing in those scenarios. So, I think it's time for us to really start exploring different ways of healing other than what's been given to us so far. And I'm hoping that we take a look at crystals in a new light and share what works for us, and so other people can benefit from that. So let's get started. I'm going to switch camera angles, and here we go. Okay, so we have switched angles. So let's take a look here at the first book I have. Now, this is not your typical crystal book, right? This is a designer book by Justina Blakeney, and photography by Dabito, and it's called The New Bohemians, Cool and Collected Homes. But I get my crystal inspiration from everywhere, from actually having them as a little kid when my dad would bring them home and I collect them then, to now when I look at magazines or I look at television or I look at books, I see things that say, where can I possibly get that, or I want more info about that particular stone. This is a gorgeous book, and Justina has an incredible blog, I believe, online that you should check out. I mean, just phenomenal lady. But her sister was featured in this book. Her sister has a gorgeous place in Los Angeles County, I believe, and here is her sister's collection, if I can get really close here. There, you can see all the shadows. But if you look closely, you see she has a shelf full of stones. And I'm like, wow. She collects them. I think she even mentions something about her. Okay, yeah, she says, floating shelves hold cherished collections. I am a treasure hunter, says Faith. That's her sister. That's Justina's sister. And my daughter is a primo artiste. So our home is sprinkled with art and knickknacks from our adventures. We collect crystals, cantha quilts, cool picture books, art of all sorts, and hugs, which I think is really cool. And my daughter and I, we also collect crystals as well. And now my sons are into collecting. So again, this is just a book. There's Justina, gorgeous, gorgeous, of where I get inspiration from. Next up is my lovely encyclopedia, The Encyclopedia of Crystals by Judy Hall. This is the revised and expanded edition. And it's pretty chunky here. It's color coded. So what I like about this, if I'm like, well, I just bought this particular stone, and I'm like, let's just say I don't know what this is. I'm like, it's green, right? It's green. It's got swirly things on it. Well, let me go to the green section. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Oh boy. Okay. There's something that looks like it there, so I know I'm getting closer. Oh my goodness, there it is. And it's color coded, and it also has an index, I believe, yes. So it has it by alphabetical order. It has a glossary, malachite with chrysocolla called malacola, which is a gorgeous stone right here. There's color pictures. It's a great book. And what I like about this is it says here, the crystal system, cubic chemistry, magnesium, aluminum oxide, hardness, source, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Canada, USA, Brazil, Pakistan, Sweden, it may be synthetic, chakra, third eye, number 5, zodiac sign, Sagittarius, planet, Pluto, beneficial for muscular and nerve conditions, blood vessels. And then, so this is for dark blue spinel. And so she says, in addition to carrying the genetic properties of spinel, page 260, dark blue spinel enhances metaphysical powers and induces astral journeying. So, and then she has some that goes into like sodalite. I have a few pieces of sodalite. She goes into great depth here about beneficial for sick building syndrome. Gosh, all sorts of things. So this is really sometimes all that people need for their collection. For their crystal collection is this book, because it's very comprehensive. But even as comprehensive as it is, I still find that I have stones, or I have a need for stones that are not found in these books, but that's okay. Because Judy Hall has written many books before on crystals, so I'm not going to worry too much about that, because look what we have here. Look, 3 volumes of Judy's crystal Bibles. So here's the Crystal Bible, a definitive guide to crystals. As you can see, I had it tabbed. One of the methods of when I go to shop for crystals, I tab what I need to reference later. And then when I got this book, I realized I had crystals that were not in this book. And she really goes in depth, by the way, for each stone. So azurite, she shows a piece of raw. She shows different ways that the stone may come tumbled or raw bloodstone, for example. Actually, let's look at that. She says the color, the appearance. She gives like a description, because sometimes you may not really know. It may not match here, but it matches here. Rarity, readily available, source, what countries they're from, the attributes of the stone, where it heals, how to wear it or how to carry it or have it around you. Position for bloodstone as appropriate. Wear continually for good health. Place in a bowl of water beside the bed to ensure peaceful sleep. As an immune stimulator, tape over the thymus. It goes heavily into bloodstone as an energy cleanser, and I like this. It says, psychologically, bloodstone gives courages and teaches how to avoid dangerous situations by strategic withdrawal and flexibility. So you see she goes all kinds of in-depth. And she covers a vast amount of different stones in this book. But, oh, and here. Here's a crystal reference. Crystal background. Crystal formation, which is quite interesting. Here with the molten magma. And we're learning all sorts of things recently about the Hawaiian volcanoes, right? The different kinds of shapes of crystals, crystal decoration, crystal healing. It goes into different shapes, raw versus tumble, crystal selection, programming your crystal, crystal care, cleansing your crystals. I'll do a video sometime soon about that. Crystal meditations, amazing. Crystal directory, crystal attributes, and then she goes into the different pictures and descriptions of it. And then she goes in the back to the different shapes, crystal forms, point, double termination, cluster, geode. I have a few of those. Naturally occurring long point, phantom, ball, which is usually, man-made here. Square, pyramid, egg, amorphous, let's see, layered, tabular, celestial, occlusion, abundance. I have a couple of pieces of that. Generator, cluster, generator, manifestation. I have a piece. Should I take it upstairs? Where is it? Oh no, it's over there. So it goes record keeper, etched, scepter, quartz, time link activator. Goes on and on. Quick reference. Crystal correspondences, crystals and the aura, crystals and the chakras, crystals and the zodiac, which is cool. The index here, so it's very, very in-depth here, just with this volume, the first one. But then she hits us with volume 2, crystal vibrations. She kind of changes it up, and there's stones they're new stones. People probably wonder if there's any difference between the 3 volumes, and there is. She goes over different things in the beginning of the book, and she has different stones, which is helpful because there's a whole slew of different stones out there. Crystal history, she talks about here. Crystal structure, she still talks about here. Crystal protection, she talks about in volume 2, which is cool. And she goes into different crystal grids you can do on your body and on your person, the Greenland stones. And then she starts talking about the different stones. She has some quick reference. Awakening crystals. How to finger douse. Chakra associations. So there you go. Same thing, 3rd edition. I always like to see what she talks about in the beginning, what's different. Crystal innovations, crystal beings, crystal structure, high vibration crystals, which is interesting. Exploring crystal potential, crystal skulls, which is, quite prevalent now. Goes in depth with it. the Madagascar stones. And she goes right on into that. So let's see. And similar to the others. So yeah, there you go. There's that. Then for those who want, okay, this is where it kind of started for me with crystal healing. So I have to bring my bag here. We have crystal healing for beginners. Discover the healing power of crystals and healing stones to heal the human energy field, relieve stress, and experience instant relaxation. 4th edition. Let's see. By L. Jordan. 2015 copyright. And it's actually, despite its smaller size, it's quite comprehensive. It talks about, are crystals the same as gemstones? The crystal story. What are the chakras and why are they important? The 7 principles of chakras. Is crystal healing at loggerheads with religion? How do crystals work? Can crystals heal the psychic away? Acquiring your crystals. Are crystals suitable for kids? Crystal healing in pregnant mothers. Preparing your crystals or gems. A step-by-step guide to using crystals. Reiki healing with crystals. Crystals that require special handling. How crystals target specific concerns or chakras. A comprehensive list of crystals and gems and their purposes. Shortcut to identifying the crystals you need. Different love situations call for different crystals, right? So if you have a new love, or if you're searching for love, or if you're in a long-term relationship, or if you're breaking up with someone, all of those call for different, things, different treatments, different healing methods. So there's different crystals for that. And then there's guiding a layman to select crystals for common ailments. Right way of handling healing crystals. Poisonous crystals from unscrupulous sellers. Avoid. How to identify a reliable therapist. Are you clinking glass or crystal? Do you know the top priced crystals? Comparing valid facts with myths and folklore. Conclusion. So I read this book a couple of years ago, I think. Maybe even more. Yeah, a couple of years ago at least. When I got it, it was kind of new to the scene. But I had my women's retreat 2015 in their brochure that I attended. And I took a bunch of crystals, and I got crystals from there too, which is nice. And I took this book with me and I read the whole thing from cover to cover and learned quite a bit. But I have been using crystals long before this book came, but this is the first time I really utilized crystal healing in my life. And in 2016, I was called to use it for my son who was in a near fatal auto accident. And I used it in helping in the healing with him. Oh, I forgot to show you guys one of my videos, my selenite palm stone, which most people have. Nice to have, feels good and solid in the hand. Just thought I'd throw that up there. So that's that. That's the Crystal Healing for Beginners book. Really good, comprehensive book that I enjoy reading and having on hand. And it does even have descriptions on different crystals too. So that's helpful as well. It doesn't have pictures though, which is kind of a bummer. But it has a lot of other good pertinent information for those who are new to utilizing crystals as a healing modality in your life. And then finally, the last book that I have is a new one to me. It was a Christmas gift from my sister-in-law who actually got this book before it was released from the actual author. It's called Crystals, The Modern Guide to Crystal Healing, which is a gorgeous book with rose gold foiled writing on here. The author is Julia Van Doren. It says Goldie Rocks. It's matte with the shiny writing. Love that slate gray. And she got it signed. It says, to Kimberly Jo Cooley Hall, may your life be full of magic. And then she says, she signed it, Goldie Rocks. And you, yeah. It's just beautiful. So this is a special book to me. Look, it's got a little piece of California right there. Yay! At least to me, it looks like a piece of California. The most important part, the part I live, Northern California. Northern California rocks. The Southern California rocks as well. Southern Cali rocks too. So it has contents. So this is, okay, first of all, great book for those who are also beginners and who want something pretty, some book eye candy to have on your coffee table. I have this in my, near my reading table, but sometimes I put it on my coffee table when I'm expecting company because it, you know, is a nice quick reference guide for people to look at. And it's a good conversation piece, and it's nice. You know, people always ask questions about how do crystals work, crystal care, and, you know, making sure they're treating their crystals right, crystals and chakras, and, you know, crystals in feng shui and how to incorporate it that way. So people are always asking about that. And so this is a nice little book to have on your coffee table to show that. I love this. How Crystals Work, Vibration, Color, Talisman. Pieces of selenite. Crystal care plus feeding, crystal charging, programming. Energy is energy is energy. I really like this book. Nice and succinct. Pretty to look at. Easy to hand and handle. Crystals and gifts. Good gift guide, right? Which I like. I'm going to use in the future. I like to give gifts of crystals to people, with, like if they're in the hospital or if they're recovering or they're going through something emotionally or physically. I like to get a crystal to help aid in that. Even if they don't really believe in it, they can have something pretty to hold on to, and kind of like a little security blanket, you know? So we have birthday stones, friendship stones, congratulations with some amethyst, citrine, fluorite, pyrite, spirit quartz, sulfur, graduation, new job, bridal shower, wedding, new mother, baby shower, new home, black tourmaline, nice, selenite, I agree, smoky quartz for sure, amethyst, yes, get well, amethyst, apatite, amber, aragonite, bloodstone, chrysocolla, emerald, jasper, rose quartz, sulfur, broken heart, black tourmaline, dambarite, garnet, halite, lepidolite, rhodonite, rose quartz, rutilated quartz, grief, agate, Apache tears, halite, lepidolite, malachite, rhodonite, rose quartz, smoky quartz. Talks about chakras. Really gorgeous, gorgeous book that I like having. Thank you, sister-in-law. Wonderful Christmas gift to receive. I love collecting signed books, by the way, so this just was double whammy, like wonderfulness. Another little Palo Santo, Amazonite. So it does go into different descriptions and images of the stone. Here's some amber, amethyst, and it's alphabetical, so that's cool. Really gorgeous to look at. Really, really gorgeous to look at. So yeah, that's good. You know what? I hate when I look at my table and I realize, oh, that's what I wanted to include in my thing. And this was, I forgot to talk about my rose quartz pendulum that I used in my psychic toolkit. But that's okay, because I can just mention it here. And you guys, if you watch the other videos, know what I'm talking about. Part of my psychic toolkit. But that's okay. So yeah, there you have it. That is my crystal book collection. Like I said, very tiny, but fits my needs perfectly for what I'm trying to do. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments section down below. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days to get back to you guys, but trust and believe I will. You might see my like buttons first on your messages, but then I circle back later when I have a moment to sit and comment and chat with you all. So feel free to leave some comments about crystals, books that you have in your own collection. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So much love, many blessings to all of you. Catch you all in the next video. Bye.